Okay, so here I am. Again, just some guy talking. And I'm talking about Dancing with the Stars, Season 19, Week 3. Side note, Erin Andrews, that is one of the hosts of the show, reminds me of the actress from Castle. Thought that was a real weird thing because Sadie kind of looks like she could be Erin's daughter. Just a weird thought. So, alright, so Michael, we got rid of Tavis. Tavis is gone. Um, Michael is much smoother. I really, I hope that he gets to learn more. I hope that he just has to like learn how to like stop having the weird extension of the right hand that's like this. It's like weird. Um, it's sort of like he's kind of giving a back, like a side high five. Antonio has the agility to dance. His shoulders were weird and high, and he's like unbelievably stiff, though he's light on his feet. So I just didn't feel like Cheryl's done the best job. She's usually pretty good at that. But it seems like they had some difficulties between each other, like between partner and student. Of course, there's all those rumors that they're having an affair, so who knows how that figures in. But I don't really buy into all that stuff. Sadie could have had um, a lighter technique. Her arms and core were a little weird, and I think that she's dancing to Mark's height. But it was overall a very, very enjoyable performance. Jonathan, I didn't think he was fluid. I think he was a little too staccato, and um, the smoke hit some things, including their footwork. So if the footwork was great, we didn't really get to see it, and if the footwork wasn't that great, then it felt kind of like the smoke was hiding it. The whole point was for them to be showing more technique. Allison needs to be a better instructor to him and learn more about ballroom dance instruction and choreography. She's choreographing as pieces, but she's not really doing the technique. Janelle was very exciting, and she could definitely tell a story. I could definitely see her taking this all the way now, and um, it almost looked like Val kissed her, but it was great jazz. Um, and this first perfect score of the season, so that was pretty cool. Tommy, listen, I love his swagger. I mean, Pete is a great teacher, and he's definitely so dignified and virile and crazy and wild and great choreography. And like when I'm 70, however old is he is, I think he's 76. I want to be just that smooth. She teaches choreography and technique, so that's really important. Bethany, I mean, it was beautiful choreography. It was a second perfect 10. They definitely deserved it. She's only getting better. Her issue is that she's just not a performer. All these other people are used to being in front of cameras and audiences. She's just used to being in front of her camera in her room, and with no one to really critique it except the world, but no one right in front of her to critique it. So I was really surprised that Randy got kicked off. I was a little sad. Um, I wanted one of the big guys, one of the agile guys that happens to be big. Um, an unlikely ballroom dancer to win it, but um, it's shaping up to be a little better. Who I think will be going home out of this lot? I mean, we know that Jonathan went home this week, and it's really, I mean, it's coming down to, I think it's probably going to be, it probably be Michael's time to go because Michael's going to stay around longer than Betsy. Um, but yeah, so Randy, he screwed it. It screwed him up that he found out that he was being eliminated. So I think that's why he was stiff. Julian was really tough and in judging, and you know the the shaping was harsh. I would say that, and he was too fearsome. He was like, it was very like Terminator on the dance floor. Alfonso, his shoulders rode up a bit, but he had good speed. I still think it could have been better. I think he could have relaxed. And again, they called him a hip hop guy. I thought that was ridiculous, but I was expecting more. Betsy did a really great job, and she's super agile, especially for her age. I mean, if you saw that split, that's crazy. Um, she did a back like a back bend into or what do you call it? Backwards somersault. Um, anyway, so she's a lot better than I could have imagined, and I still think Julianne was pretty tough. She's a little bit more tough than is necessary. Like she judges like a ballroom dance judge in a competition, but this is on TV. You have to be a little bit more gracious. Leah, I thought it was a little choppy, and there was not a lot of Latin action. But she did run with the mistake. I thought Carrie Ann was a little harsh. Um, but yeah, she just seemed like over the floor. She wasn't really connecting with the floor. Again, um, I think it's Michael that's going to go home. Not because I want him to go home, but I think that between, I think he's not as popular enough for the crowd that's going to be watching. And out of everybody that's left, I think that he's probably the weakest link. So we'll see.